Hi, this is Shane with The Rational Trader. It's pretty late on Friday night, the 26th, and my result today was plus 175-ish. Where is it? So nothing in oil, and then in 6J 2 ticks, we'll look at that in a minute. 60 took one loss for 7 ticks, and then GC 21 ticks for 210. Where is the total? So 178.75. So a quick look at oil here. So oil was one of those days where it broke out, and I have to catch it here, so I have to be trading the codes you see there in order to catch that. It's interesting because we see oil do this where it breaks out of the value area. So just to be clear, this is the value area edge. That's the high, this line. Oops, that line. All right, and this is the value area low. So you can see how it's really narrow at this point, and then boom, the market breaks out and it starts to expand. And so we're looking at, and then of course this line here, the green line, is the point of control. So we want to stay away from the point of control since we have no idea which way it's going to go. All the volume's traded here, and then we want to look at the edges, and then we're looking at low volume nodes anywhere they occur. So that's these orange lines and the red line. So when we look here, and we can see there's actually some clean short signals there. They're just not codes I'm trading. But once we're out here, all right, we're in free fall basically. We need there's not a lot to work with in terms of understanding what other traders have done at this point, and so we need to get some volume traded in this area, and then pull back to it like you see here. So this would have been another opportunity for me to do something, but then once you break lower here, there's no low volume nodes are in sight here. Not until here does something form. Right, so one of the things I was doing earlier was looking at ways to participate in these moves where it breaks hard and is either rocketing higher or in free fall lower, and the results were inconclusive. I think what will end up happening is once we can lock down what I'm currently doing, I'll go back and look at that again and add that to the current method and test it out. The problem is that there's quite a bit more randomness or noise in the data here as the market just falls apart or cranks higher, which makes it hard for us to understand, is this a real breakout, or are we just going to pull back to the value area and retest it? So what we're typically looking for is a break lower like this, pull back to the low value area, and that's where we'll get in. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. In the yen, a late trade here at 9:30. Well, it would have been 9:45-ish, and then it just spends hours doing nothing, and then auto closed at 12:59 for 2 ticks. I did watch it because I had a problem with my auto flatten and cancel 1 minute before the close a few weeks back, and it does work as expected here. This is actually similar to what we just talked about, where you've just taken off and there's nothing to work with in terms of low volume nodes or edges. Something we've talked about in the past is that pink line, or the lavender line, is the overnight high. That might be something to look at. Anyways, we're not trying to find new ways for trades. We're trying to reduce the number of trades. So you can see how you automatically start looking for how could I have been a part of that move. So let's take a quick look at the euro, and then we'll end with gold. I didn't actually see this trade. Where was it? Another case where you have. So this is the normal thing that I'm looking for. So here you've broken hard above the value area high, which is right there, and then you pull. Whoops, my mouse. Then you pull back to it, and right here, this is exactly what I want to see. I'm looking for that. Looking for signals there. Look at, here you pull back to it again. The low volume node is right there, right? And then here you come all the way back to the edge, right? Where was the loss? Let's see. It's a nice move up. So it was early here. That's the stock market open right there. Let's see. Okay, this was really active off whatever the news was at 5:30. So we start trading at 5:35, which is right there, just as a way to get away, to avoid the volatility of the that 5:30 news that comes out. Yeah, you can see the market kind of go berserk here at 5:30. And then so what we do, we get long here after, in some pretty ugly chop actually. Take our loss, and then that's it. We stay out of trouble the rest of the day. And let's see, gold. So gold also a late trade. Here is similar to the euro, where it broke above the value area. And then you can see these low volume nodes here and here and here. So the market, so we're looking at those areas. That's what we want to see: break up and pull back to an area that where we know that trading the market didn't spend a lot of time at these price levels. So anyway, we get short right here, which is a pretty beautiful entry actually. That's right at the highs, and then the market falls for us, and we just ran out of time. All right, so that, again, this trade was at, let's call it 10 o'clock, and it then spends 3 hours quietly doing nothing, slowly falling. So when I see that, I'm just, wow, I really am glad I don't have to sit here and watch it, because that's a pretty boring 3 hours. And you know what you're doing. I know you're looking at it, watching it every minute. Okay, so then let's take a look at the week. All right, back from a brief interruption. Okay, so we are looking at the week. So this is oil for the week, but let's remember that, and for all these cases, let's remember that the first 2 days are not included because I was accidentally in sim. No, actually, that's not true. I was accidentally not auto trading, so this little button here was not clicked. That was my foolishness. So it's not really a full week, but we can get a sense for what's going on. So oil, 2 trades for 610, and then the yen, just the 1 trade today that we saw already for 2 ticks. And then 6EM9. The euro took 3 trades, 2 losses, and a scratch. Okay, across 3 days. So that's 1 trade per day. That's reasonable. And then gold. Gold, 2 trades. Two trades today. Really? Oh, that's right. There was an earlier trade. We didn't look at that. There was an earlier trade because that was 20, more than 21 ticks here. This is 28 ticks. So where was the loss? So the loss was shorting there. So we tried to short after this nice run up. That's a gutsy trade. Obviously we wanted that long break of the value area. Actually, that's not a break of the value area low. That's coming back into the value area here. That's what we wanted. We wanted right there. Okay, so anyway, we shorted it up here. Took a 7-tick loss. And then the market thrashes sideways, breaks higher again nicely. This is after the index. So this also must be off the 5:30 news. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't have time to go look at what it was this morning. Okay, so yeah, and then the market climbs, and then we short at the end of the day here, at the highs. So this is really, we're kind of getting the scraps here because the nice move already happened. All right, but I would have sworn there was another gold trade this week. Did the gold change? No. Oh, I must be thinking of going back one or 2 weeks. All right, so just 2 trades in gold this week. Well, really the last 3 days. For plus 210. And then what is the total? All symbols non-sim. So total for the week 750 on 8 trades. Okay, so I think this is going to be an important metric. P&L divided by number of trades for the week across each market, and then the total. Something we talked about earlier in the week was, do you need to trade multiple markets or not? Can you just trade a single market as long as you're patient and not do what I did earlier in the video, which was look at the chart and find all the places where you wished you were in the market and start spiraling out of control with your anxiety and fear and greed. All right, so then what we need to do here is we need to spend some more time doing this with live data, with the current model and the current target of trades per day, and then we will see where that leads us. So we're currently at it's a little bit more than 1.26 for CL, 1.03 for gold, and then 60 is 0.8 plus 0.6, as we trade that twice across the London and US session. 6J is 1.07. Actually, I'm doing this one 1.16, and then the NQ we're not doing right now. So we'll see how this works out. We have to, again, I talked about this last time. We just got to spend time now and just see what happens in live conditions. Okay? All right, so that is it for today and for this week. Take care.